Hello there people, this is Brucey or Bruce, and we are back on Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's Decade Duels against Mr. KiNg. I don't know why I keep adding Mr. on the beginning of it, but this is the second part to the match regardless. So I'm having a little look-see, have I got anything against zombies or dark monsters? And in a nutshell, not really. So I just whacked in a lightning vortex. I didn't really have much trouble against the spell and traps. But so it might seem a bit pointless just the one card, but you know what, that one card could help. I figure I'll take out Crystal Blessing because I seem to be developing the back row quite quickly against this deck. So yeah, what could possibly go wrong? Unless I lose again. So this time I get the chance to go first. Well, in fact I think I went first last time and still screwed it up, but hey, whatever. And this isn't too bad a draw at all. I get my Crystal Abundance straight away at the beginning. I draw a rare value right there, you can see. And you know what, I've got a mixture of defence, attack, as well as my tuner. What more could you ask for a starting hand, really? So I just set the turtle, let it be his go. And yeah, confused me a little bit actually, just the one back row set. Which I'm thinking, okay, either he's expecting me to, you know, remove that card somehow and then try and unleash an onslaught, but he's got Gauze in his hand. So, not that I can do anything about the back row anyway, but I do try to tempt it, say if it's a Torrential Tribute or something, because end of the day, I want my monsters in the back row, don't I? So, here's something you won't see too often, and that's an attack with the Crystal Beast Turtle. But end of the day, if the attack goes through, then I know I can whack it into defence mode straight afterwards as long as I've attacked. Which I did, obviously. So got my Tiger out, Tortoise as well, not much else I can do. So now I'll let it be his go. And I think it's at this point he thinks, okay, well, looks like he's not going to spring that trap, so, you know, best get out something and try beating him up. And, oh, I tell you what, this Majestic Mech Goku-En, KiNg has taught me something which is a ridiculous effect if you've got the right cards. So anyway, you see him attacking. I'll end up giving him my Topaz Tiger from a creature swap. And the other effect of Majestic Goku-En is if you've summoned it without Tribute Summon and it goes to destroy itself because there's no zombies on the field, it's not the owner of the card in the first place which takes damage. It's actually the person that's on the that it comes from, basically. So it was on my side of the field, and now I take 2400 damage. I was just saying to him at the time, like, what a joke, you know? What kind of play is that? It's a good play, but Jesus, what an effect! So yeah, there's something new for you if you didn't know that about Goku-En. So I'm thinking a little bit here. I don't really have too much in the way of monsters, and you know what? Something which I totally forgot about is I could have simply played Cobalt Eagle and used its effect to put Topaz Tiger to the top of my deck. Instead I just went for the Smashing Ground thinking, yeah, I'll just destroy it and go for an attack. So yeah, unfortunately that was a very, very awkward play there. And I should know better. Not that I've had a chance to do that against the duelist, but hey, you live and learn, don't you? And I hope you guys learned something as well from this. So yeah, he's got something which he can constantly play, and I'm thinking, well, that's a Solemn Judgment. That has to be a Solemn Judgment, surely. You know, anything I'm doing seems to be making him, you know, think. But yeah, he's now got two face down, so I can't tell which is which. And here we go, bit of Zombie Master action. And you know what? He attacks, why not? I've got nothing in the back row that you can't see. But I do get two in the back now, so I can play Rare Value. And Rare Value, if I haven't mentioned it before, is another lovely, lovely card. You know, just for the sake of tributing one of your back row Crystal Beast monsters, you draw two cards. Absolutely amazing effect. And that's the thing with Crystal Beast, even though it seems that a lot of the back row is useless, it's just the after effects, you know, with combinations with other cards which really makes it shine. So really, when you think you're down one card because it's been destroyed, you're not really. I mean, now that I've played Rare Value, now I'm minus one card from that, but I draw 2 cards in the long run, so I'm actually not so much gaining, at the very best breaking even. But yeah, it's a lot better than things like, say, Allure of Darkness, where you know it's 2 for 2, and you know you have to get rid of something in your hand. Not that you play Allure of Darkness in this deck anyway, but you catch my drift. So here's, you know, I'm feeling kind of good here. You know, I've finally got my Crystal Beast Pegasus, replaced the back row, and now I can do the Crystal Beacon, get yet another Pegasus if I wanted to. And in fact, I think that's what I go for here. Yep, there it is, little beauty. And because I've got Crystal Abundance in my hand, I'm thinking, okay, I want to get my powerhouses out, so I believe I get the Mammoth out here into the back row. So once they're all sent to the graveyard, I can special summon all the big beasties. If my opponent plays 5 cards anyway. But here I'm thinking I'm not going to be too rash on the Crystal Abundance, because if he does have a Solemn Judgment, then I'm going to end up wasting my entire back row for no reason whatsoever, basically. So you know, and I love that, you know, the suicide and still getting a monster in the back row. So now I can play Crystal Abundance. If I've got my Rainbow Ruins, I'll get the effects from that as well. It's beautiful. Unfortunately, he Dimensional Prisons my Pegasus yet again. Now, kind of irritating. And I believe here I forgot that I'm normal summon, so I was just checking that I couldn't just set Plague Spreader down. Notice though, I do pull that. I do have that Lightning Vortex, from which I side decked, so you know I can use Plague Spreader as a tribute fodder and use its effect to finish the game if possible here. So now I'm taking a bit of a hit from Mizuki, you know, whatever, fair enough. It's going right down to the middle here in this game, unless I draw something decent. And you know what? This becomes a godsend. So I think to myself, okay, I could play Crystal Abundance. I was going to do the Lightning Vortex regardless, and again I was contemplating Crystal Abundance even just for the one monster, but it's actually better to use Crystal Beacon, definitely. You know, get out, special summon out Carbuncle, I believe I go for here, and I just fill the field with monsters. And that way, if the back row is a Torrential Tribute or a Solemn Judgment or something like that, then I know I've got him to use it. And then, well, then I'd have to wait for a card, but doesn't matter, doesn't matter. So that wasn't stopped, and our Crystal Carbuncle is going to use his crazy effect. And this is when KiNg here shows me that it's an MST he's got. So all that time worrying about Solemn Judgment, and it's an MST. But that doesn't matter. You know, at this point it's going to be game. You know, the amount of special summoning going on here is unreal. And this is where Carbuncle really does shine. I think I've mentioned it before, it's just beautiful bringing out all your monsters. And if you've got Pegasuses being special summoned, or Pegasi, then yeah, you're replacing your back row anyway, for example. So I'll get the one out here. If he did have anything to destroy me, again, everything would have gone into the back row again. I'd have 5 cards there. So yep, that's this round all sorted essentially. Attacking with the weakest first, just in case he does have a Gauze in his hand. Turns out he doesn't after all that either. So yeah, I was all good for the attack here. And it now goes right down to the wire, so that's 1 apiece. Not feeling quite so confident at the beginning of this next game, because my opponent is going to go first. And I just despise it whenever it's like this, you know, he's got the slight advantage. So yeah, here we go again, really. And I think I'll draw another blinding hand for Crystal Beast in the first, my first turn here. So yeah, a mixture of monsters and spells. I'm happy to see the Crystal Release, you know, if I set that as a dummy, or you know, I can set that as a dummy and have it destroyed by the opponent if he's got something to destroy it, and get a Crystal Beast out. And that's even better, another Crystal Beacon, absolutely amazing. So plan here, obviously, get one in the back row. I want him to destroy my Pegasus, so I've then got 2 in the back row. And I believe I do set the Crystal, I decide to set the Crystal Release as a dummy here. So something which was a bit naughty of me, I should have got another crystal beacon out. I'm not quite sure. Crystal beacon? Another crystal Pegasus out. I don't quite know why I went for the mammoth. But so go for the attack anyway. It's a Sangan. So, you know, it's always disheartening to see that as well, because you see the opponent pull what he wants. But hey, you just got to roll with it, haven't you? It's better than that Sangan just sitting around. And that's the point, that, you know, you can't just let Sangan sit on the field. I see some duelists not attack the Sangan just for the sake of the opponent getting a monster. But you have to get rid of it somehow, otherwise he's going to tribute it and get a monster anyway. Now, I think this next part here is a bit of a misplay from KiNg, actually. I believe he goes for the suicide just to clear the field of monsters. Yeah, here we go. But I believe he totally forgot about the effect of me again plugging my monster in the back row, so I'm not really losing a card at all, and he goes -1. And by the way, tell me if I'm using too much shorthand as well. I'm thinking of actually making a video of what this shorthand is, like -1, +1, Glad Beast deck, etc, etc. I think it will do good for those who don't know about all this random Yugi speak anyway. So here I'm just contemplating, okay, one back row again, should I be worried about it or not? He's constantly, you know, it's making him think, so I'm thinking, you know, Christ, that's another Solemn. But he does let me get the Crystal Beast Pegasus out. I'm thinking here, with 2 Crystal Beacons, okay, first one, I'm going to get Pegasus out and get my remaining Pegasus out on the back row. And then with the next beacon, I'm going to use my Carbuncle, my second one in the deck. And yeah, just try and go for the OTK. Which, if that does pull off, then amazing. So here we go. I don't know why I was thinking of Topaz Tiger here or anything else. It's just ridiculous with the amount of monsters I've got in the back row. You have to summon everything. I mean, geez, you know, don't think about it, Bruce. So here we go. So now that this is going on, from an effect, if it is a Solemn in the back, he can't do anything. And if he's got Gauze in his hand, he can't play that either, because there's that one back row. And this is the beauty with Crystal Beast. I've only had 2 turns, I've got a full field. I'm still getting things in the back row with all the Pegasi as well. I just love Crystal Beasts. It's very, very unique. I can catch the opponent off guard as well, as is proven here, really. And on this front, you'll see that after this, in fact, KiNg even mentions that that last card there is actually a Solemn Judgment. If he did Solemn the Crystal Carbuncle, then he might have survived another turn or 2. But I don't think he was expecting the field to just be plugged with monsters. You know, look at that, almost everything's full. So yeah, quite a good match that I thought. You know, Crystal Beasts versus Zombies. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd even see it, to be fair. So as always, you know, put comments in the section below. Let me know what you think, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if you did like the match, you know, give it a thumbs up or even favourite it. And yeah, by all means, I hope you guys have enjoyed. You take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon.